Our next award is my privilege to present this year's Outstanding Ashbrook Teacher Award. We created this award in 2022 to honor the legacy of our dear friend and Ashbrook board member, Jim Buchwald, who was deeply committed to helping Ashbrook reach teachers all across the country. And as Jim knew, we must reach the young through those who teach the young if we're going to teach American history and principles to preserve freedom in this country. And thanks to Jim and his family and many, many generous supporters, including those of you in this room, our reach has now expanded across the country in all 50 states this year to more than 40,000 teachers. And we give this award to one of those teachers who embodies the Ashbrook way of teaching and learning, and who transforms the lives of his or her student. These qualities certainly apply to our award winner this year, Ginny Boles. Ginny teaches social studies at the Oakcrest School in Vienna, Virginia, which is an independent girls' school in the Catholic tradition. She's taught a wide variety of courses, amazingly, from 6th grade ancient history to 11th grade American history to 12th grade government, and then modern world history. You're truly a Renaissance woman. But no matter what class she's teaching, Ginny always focuses on the most important questions, the ones that matter to her students as citizens. She knows that her job, like the job of every great teacher, is not just to impart information, but to get the students to think deeply about the principles that animate this country, and that should be animating their thinking as American citizens. So she asks questions like, what is the role of government? What does it take to create and sustain a republic? But don't we need young people thinking about those questions, right? That's the kind of teacher Ginny is. That's the kind of questions she asks. Those are the kind of thoughts that her students think. She holds a bachelor's degree in classics from UCLA, so she knows more Latin than almost everybody in this room, I would imagine. And will be receiving her master's degree in 1 month. Is that right, Ginny? In May, in 1 month, from Ashbrook's Master of Arts in American History and Government program. And her master's thesis is entitled Limited Government and the General Welfare, the Founders and the Progressives on the Role of Government in Attaining the Common Good. Now that, to me, sounds like a fascinating subject worthy of an outstanding teacher. And it's my distinct honor to present this year's Outstanding Ashbrook Teacher Award to Ginny Boles.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sickengun. Everyone at the Ashbrook Center, I'm so grateful and humbled to receive this award. And I could not be more grateful for my experience in Ashland's Master's in American History and Government degree, which we call the MAG program. When I was looking for a graduate program in American history, very few options were what I was looking for. I wanted to keep teaching while I got my master's. And in terms of content, most master's programs only focused on research methodology in anticipation of a PhD. There were very few programs with classes focused on historical content. And I wanted to learn more American history, not just for my teaching, but for my own interests. American history has always been my deepest and greatest passion. And then in the exact same week, totally independently of each other, 2 teacher friends of mine told me about an Ashbrook professional development course that they had both taken, one in California and one here at Ashland. And both of them said it was the best course that they've ever taken. And they said, Ashbrook provides a master's in American history and government. You should look into it. And so I went to the website, and it was exactly what I was looking for. And I was drawn to the program because of its emphasis on and very clear regard for the principles of the American founding. And my experience in the MAG program has been even better than what the website made it out to be. Every single class, every single professor, every single reading was so valuable for me. From my very first class on the American presidency, my knowledge and understanding of American history and government was just growing exponentially. The primary source readings drew me into the most important questions of American history. What is the purpose of government? How can government become too powerful? How can government be too weak? And to answer these questions, we were reading James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, Daniel Webster, Abraham Lincoln. Our class discussions were grounded in the words of these Americans themselves. And the professors were excellent facilitators of these conversations between educators from all across the country. The primary source readings were a great equalizer because we had people from different personal backgrounds and experiences. We taught at very different kinds of schools from every region in the country, but we had all read the same texts and were discussing what these Americans thought. These conversations were enriching and inspiring. I was also consistently impressed that the professors' politics never entered the classroom. In our present culture of political polarization in schools being used to promote ideology, the MAG courses were an oasis. The MAG professors were a model for me of how to teach American history and government without being political, and instead letting the documents speak for themselves. And I've been able to bring what I learned in the MAG program directly to my classroom. All over my MAG class notes, I was scribbling in the margins, bring this to class, have the students read this. So my students read the Federalist essays, not just the well-known ones, but all of the gems that I discovered in my Federalist essays class. We read the Webster-Haynes debates about whether or not a state has the power to nullify an act of the federal government. We read John Adams' thoughts on government, Thomas Jefferson's letters. My students are discussing important questions about our country. What are inalienable rights? What's government's responsibility towards its citizens? What did the founders not intend the federal government to do? These are the questions I discussed in the MAG program, and now I'm able to discuss them with my students, the next generation of Americans. So when people ask me if I'm happy now that I've finished my master's, I pause, because honestly, I miss it. I miss the readings and I miss the classes. It was a lot of work, but it was worth every minute. So I especially want to thank the donors who have made the Ashbrook program so affordable and accessible to teachers. I'm truly grateful. I recommend the MAG program to every American history and government teacher I know. I'm so grateful for how it has helped me grow as a teacher and as a citizen. Thank you.